Hello students, welcome to another video of number theory. Today we are going to discuss one more theorem of our third chapter, which is quadratic reciprocity law or Gaussian reciprocity law. Quadratic reciprocity law or Gaussian reciprocity law. Gaussian reciprocity law. This is most important result of our third chapter. So the statement of this theorem is if P and Q are distinct odd primes, then the Legendre symbol of P and Q into Legendre symbol of Q and P is equals to minus 1 raised to P minus 1 by 2 into Q minus 1 by 2. If P and Q are distinct odd primes, then Legendre symbol of P and Q into Legendre symbol of Q and P is equals to minus 1 raised to P minus 1 by 2 into Q minus 1 by 2. This is the statement of quadratic reciprocity law. Question may be asked as state and prove quadratic reciprocity law or state and prove Gaussian reciprocity law, or in the first question the question may be asked for 2 marks is state quadratic reciprocity law. So in this proof we are going to construct a set. Similarly, we have proved the result of division algorithm in which we have considered the set. Now here again in the proof of this theorem we are going to consider one set. This is the proof which is different from all the proofs that we have seen in this number theory. So first of all, in this theorem, in this proof, we are going to consider this set of order pairs. This is something new in this topic, that is set of order pairs xy, such that this x is in between 1 to this p minus 1 by 2 and y is again in between 1 to q minus 1 by 2. In the division algorithm we have proved b is equals to aq plus r, and in that proof we have considered b minus aq is equals to r, the set in which the elements which are greater than equals to r. Now here the statement says that Legendre symbol of p and q are distinct odd primes, and Legendre symbol of p and q into q and p is equals to minus 1 raised to p minus 1 by 2 into q minus 1 by 2. So we have considered the set of order pairs xy in which x is varies from 1 to this p minus 1 by 2 and y varies from 1 to this q minus 1 by 2. Now here we know that if the order pair, so total number of elements in this set are just the multiplication of this x, that is maximum value of x into maximum value of y. So here total number of elements in this set S are number of elements in S is equals to the multiplication of this p minus 1 by 2 into q minus 1 by 2, p minus 1 by 2 into q minus 1 by 2. Now we are going to separate this set, that is we are going to take two subsets of this set which are mutually exclusive, that is which are distinct, means their intersection is empty. Now we are going to separate this set. Now separate this S, set S, into two mutually exclusive subsets, two mutually exclusive subsets, suppose S1 and S2, that is mutually exclusive means intersection of S1 and S2 is empty. So in this proof we have just constructed one set and then just separate this set, that is taking two subsets S1 and S2 of this set S such that these their their intersection is empty. So X, suppose this S1 is of the form this subset S1 is again subset of set S, that is set of order pairs. So S1 is again set of order pairs such that this Qx is greater than Py. This set S1 is the subset of this S, but in which this Qx, that is multiplying this x by Q, that is Qx is greater than Py, and we are going to take another set S2 as again subset of S, which is of the form order pair, and in which this Qx is less than Py. So these are two distinct subsets of S. Here Qx is equals to Py is not possible, since so if Qx is equals to Py, then that element occurs in both sets and they will become, they are not then not mutually exclusive, that is they are not different. So their intersection is non-empty, since this Qx is not equals to Py, since if we suppose this there exist some x and y for which x and y Qx and Py are equal. Suppose there are some x and y such that this Qx is equals to Py. So Qx is equals to Py, so we can apply the definition of divisibility and we will get this Q divides Py, since this Py is multiple of Q. So we will get Q divides Py, but we have given P and Q are distinct odd primes. So P and Q are primes and they are distinct, so their GCD must be 1. So this Q must divide Y, since GCD of P and Q is equals to 1. Now this Q divides Y is not possible, since our Y is less than or equals to Q minus 1. So clearly our Y is less than Q. So Q is greater number, Y is smaller number, and greater number cannot divide a smaller number in number theory. So this is contradiction, which is contradiction, since our Y is in between 1 to Q minus 1 by 2, and this Q minus 1 by 2 is clearly less than Q. Therefore this Qx not equals to Py, hence this S1 and S2 are distinct. S1 and S2 are distinct. So this is the proof of these two sets are distinct. Now we can rewrite this S1 as, since set S1 is order pair, set of order pair xy in which Qx is greater than Py. So this set S1 is subset of this S. So I can write this S1 as, so writing S1 as order pair xy such that in which x varies from 1 to P minus 1 by 2 and this y is, so y varies from 1 to 1 is less equal, y is less equal Q minus 1 by 2, but we have taken S as the set in which Qx is greater than Py. So Q is greater than Py by x. So 1 is less equal, y is less than or equal, so I can write here y is less than Qx by P. So this, if we divide by both side by P, then we will get Qx by P is greater than y. So y is less than Qx by P. So y is less than Qx by P. This is set S1. Now the total number of elements in this set S1 are just this summation, that is if we vary here x is in between 1 to P minus 1 and y is to depend on x. If the value of x is equals to 1, then our y is less equal 1, 1 is less equal, y is less equal Q by P. So Q by P may be a rational number. So therefore we can find the number of elements in S1, number of elements in the set S1 are just the summation of x varies from 1 to P minus 1 by 2. If If you vary x from 1 to p minus 1 by 2, so this number is totally depend on x, since x is in between 1 to p minus 1 by 2 and y is depend on again x. So this just this summation of greatest integer function of qx by p. Just q by p is just a maybe rational number. So taking greatest integer function, we will get the greatest integer function means an integer, greatest integer less than or equals to this number. So total number of elements, if we put the value of x is equals to 1, then we will get 1 is less equal is, that is x is equals to 1, then values of y are less than q by p, greatest integer function of q by p. So after that we will put the value of x is equals to 2, then we will get x is less than or equals to 2, but for the values of y we will get 1 is less equal, y is less than, strictly less than greatest integer function of 2q by p. So taking all those summations for every value of x, we will get the total number of elements in S1. Now similarly S2, we can rewrite S2 as the set of order pairs such that this 1 is less than equals to x. Now we have the set S2 is order pair xy such that qx is less than py. So we can write x is less than py by q. So for the values of x we have 1 is less than or equals to x is less than py by q, and values of y are 1 to q minus 1 by 2. Just taking the set S2, so for which the values of y are from 1 to q minus 1 by 2 and values of x are depends on this y. So 1 is less equal, x is less than py by q. This py by q, since x is less than, if you divide both side by q, we will get x is less than py by q. So set S2 is depend on y such that the values of x are less than py by q. So just this. Therefore similarly the total number of elements in set S2 are, therefore number of elements in S2 are just the summation of y running from 1 to q minus 1 by 2 greatest integer function of this py by q, this py by q. Now we have S1 and S2 are the two exclusive subsets of S1, that is S1 and S2 are different, and total set S is partially in S1 and partially in S2, that is union of S1 and S2 is yes. Now S is equals to S1 union S2, since in the set S the elements are of the form, so for which values of x are 1 to p minus 1 by 2 and the values of y are 1 to q minus 1 by 2. So we have taken the two subsets of S in which the values of x are from 1 to p minus 1 by 2, values of y in the set S2 values of y are 1 to q minus 1, y are from 1 to q minus 1 by 2, and these two conditions. So just like this, if we take one diagram, suppose this graph, this suppose is line of x is equals to y, or you can just write this line as, suppose this is the line of px is equals to qy. So if this is just a set yes, suppose this, suppose this is total set yes, and this line is the line of px is equals to qy, and which is not in S1, neither in S1 and nor in S2. Qx is equals to qy is condition not satisfied, that is suppose in the set S1 we have taken qx is greater than py. So suppose this portion, that is the portion of upper side of this qx is greater than py, and this portion is qx is less than py. In suppose in the x axis there are values of q from 1 to q minus 1 by 2, suppose this line is q minus 1 by 2 and this is the line of p minus 1 by 2. Then this total set is yes, this is S1 and this is S2. S1 and S2 are totally different, since this element, this straight line doesn't in it is neither in S1 or nor in S2. So, this set is S1, this set is S2. Just this, we are just partitioned the set S into S1 and S2. So, S1 union S2 is just single whole set S, and the intersection of S1 and S2 is empty. So, S1 is S2. Therefore, the total number of elements in S must be equals to the total number of elements in S1 plus total number of elements in S2. Since we have the total number of elements in S are total number of elements in S are p minus 1 by 2 into q minus 1 by 2. So, that number must be equals to the total number of elements in S1 plus total number of elements in S2, and we have find total number of elements in S1 and total number of elements in S2. So, we can write this multiplication of p minus 1 by 2 q minus 1 by 2 is equals to this number plus this number. So, therefore, we can write therefore number of elements in S is equals to number of elements in S1 plus number of elements in S2, number of elements in S2. So, we have total number of elements in S1 are p minus 1 by 2 into q minus 1 by 2. Also, total number of elements in S1 are the summation of x from 1 to p minus 1 by 2, greatest integer function of qx by p. Summation x running from 1 to p minus 1 by 2, greatest integer function of qx by p, plus total number of elements in S2 are summation of y running from 1 to q minus 1 by 2 py by q, greatest integer function of py by q. Now, we know that the Legendre symbol of A and P is equals to minus 1 raised to n, and where n is equals to summation j running from 1 to p minus 1 by 2, greatest integer function of j a by p. This is the theorem that we have discussed in the previous lecture. Since by this theorem, by the theorem of which states this theorem, we can find the Legendre symbol of P and Q. Using this result, we can write the Legendre symbol of P and Q is equals to minus 1 raised to n, and where n is of this form. So, just writing n is equals to minus 1 raised to summation, here j running from 1 to p minus 1 by 2, greatest integer function of j a by p. So, for the Legendre symbol of P and Q, we can write minus 1 raised to summation of here a and p. So, a and p occurs here. So, p and q must be in p by q must be in this. So, we can write this p y by q, since this p y by q, and in this y varies from 1 to q minus 1 by 2. J is just the integer, that is this is the just summation of all the integers j. So, here instead of j, just taking the notation y. So, p y by q. Now, similarly, we can write the Legendre symbol of q and p is equals to minus 1 raised to summation of some number, in which similar here Legendre symbol of a and p is equals to minus 1 raised to this summation, in which a and p are just here. So, writing p by q here. Now, here q and p. So, taking notation multiple number as x. So, x varies from 1 to p minus 1 by 2. Here we are taking Legendre symbol of a and p. So, divide number this dividing a by p, we just write the taking summation from j to this p minus 1 by 2. Similarly, here taking summation from y 1 to this q minus 1 by 2, in this from x is equals to 1 to p minus 1 by 2. So, using that result, we can write this. Now, putting these two values here, or just rewriting this, we will get, or multiplying these two, we can write Legendre symbol of p and q into Legendre symbol of q and p. So multiplying these two, we can write this minus 1 raised to summation y running from 1 to q minus 1 by 2 greatest linear function of py by q into minus 1 raised to summation x running from 1 to p minus 1 by 2 greatest linear function of qx by p. Just multiplying these two, we will get this, and now here minus 1 raised to something plus minus 1 raised to something. So adding the powers, we can write minus 1 to the power summation y running from 1 to this q minus 1 by 2 greatest linear function of py by q. So now minus 1 to the, so addition of powers summation x running from 1 to p minus 1 by 2 greatest linear function of qx by p, and from this equation we have summation j running from 1 to y running from 1 to q minus 1 by 2 py by q plus summation x running from 1 to p minus 1 by 2 greatest linear function of qx by p. From this equation number star, we can write this number as p minus 1 by 2 into q minus 1 by 2, which is equals to minus 1 raised to p minus 1 by 2 into q minus 1 by 2. This is by equation star, using equation star. Equation star is addition of these two is equals to this. So addition of these two is equals to p minus 1 by 2 into q minus 1 by 2. Hence we get the Legendre symbol of p and q into Legendre symbol of q and p is equals to minus 1 raised to p minus 1 by 2 into q minus 1 by 2. Hence the proof. Hence the proof. So in this theorem, we have just considered one set of order pairs x y such that x varies from 1 to p minus 1 by 2 and y varies from 1 to q minus 1 by 2, and total number of elements in the set of order pairs we know that is the multiplication of maximum number. So multiplication of p minus 1 by 2 into q minus 1 by 2. So number of elements in S are this. Now just separating this set into two subsets such that two subsets separating this set S into two subsets S1 and S2 such that S1 intersection S2 is phi, that is S1 and intersection is empty set and their union S1 union S2 is yes. So separating this in this manner, we can just rewrite these sets S1 and S2 in this manner. So these two sets are clearly their intersection is empty, since if qx is equals to py, then we get some contradiction. So there does not exist any x and y which gives qx is equals to py. So from these two we can write S1 in this form and total number of elements in this set S1 are again is this form. So similarly we can write S2 in this form and total number of elements in S2 are again summation of y varies from 1 to q minus 1 by 2 greatest linear function of py by q. And we know that we have just partitioned S into two subsets S1 and S2 such that their union is S. So in this manner, this is the line of Px is equals to Qy, this set S1, S2 and their intersection is empty and their union is total set S. This is just a diagram that you may or may not be write in your proof. So number of elements in S are number of elements in S1 plus number of elements in S2. So just writing these numbers, and by using the previous theorem we can write the Legendre symbol of p and q and p. So just multiplying these two we get this, and from equation star our proof is done.